Another Sunday, another Sorrow Eternal podcast. Looking back at the week that was, looking back at everything that's come up this past week, and looking ahead to what's coming the following week. So Daryl here in the headquarters again. This was a good week, I will say that. And the week began with a review of the band DGM, their new album Momentum. Now they've been around for quite a while, and 19 years around. I mean, by now you'd think they'd have their craft really down and honed, and they absolutely do. The new album Momentum is just absolutely fantastic. It's progressive power metal. There's a lot of straight power metal elements, but a lot of progressive elements. There were moments in the album where it really felt like it was old school Dream Theater, which I guess makes sense. A lot of great progressive soloing. It's just absolutely jam-packed, and I think that's why I like the album so much. You just pack so much into it. There's not a lot of nonsense going on. Has a guest appearance from Russ Allen from Symphony X, and I thought it was interesting, and it was a very interesting decision to make that the opening track, the song Reason, which has Allen on there. You put that at number one, and that's kind of setting the album off on a weird foot, but it actually works in this case. But Mark Basile, who's the vocalist of DGM, actually did a great job on this one. I know that in the past, their instrumentals have taken precedent over the vocals, but I think this time they did a great job balancing the two out. They have a great year coming ahead of them. They have shows with Avantasia, and they're actually playing the Power Prog and Metal Festival. So, I think they could make a big splash. And I think that even if you haven't really, if you're not that familiar with the band, I think that you will be by the end of this year. In particular, if you give this album a shot, I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. The same could be said for the band that I've been talking about for a couple weeks now, Giz Lauber, or Giz Laubert, or whatever you want to say. But this was an interesting EP. It's a self-titled EP, and they are from France. And again, I don't want to do the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing, but that's exactly what I need to say about this. Because, you look at the name of the band, the album cover, it kind of looks like it's going to be some bizarre indie alt-rock nonsense, and it's not at all. There's an interesting stoner sludge dynamic going on, and it comes through very well. But also the vocals are very versatile, and I think that that's what makes the album so good, is that there's this weird touch of Chris Cornell that I find in the vocals. And maybe I'm completely out of my fucking mind, but it was there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And just, you don't know what to expect. That's about the best I could say. You don't know what to expect, and you get exactly what you bargained for. Some other websites, magazines have compared them to Mastodon and Baroness. And one outlet, who I won't name, actually compared them to Faith No More, which I thought was an interesting and well-deserved comparison. So check that out. It's on their Bandcamp site, gizlauber.bandcamp.com, and I think you will thoroughly enjoy that one, because it is going to surprise you. Then we went to a band called Schisma, and I've never had an album title so perfectly describe what I was about to hear. The name of the EP is In Perfect Dichotomy, and that's exactly what this EP is. And the best part is it is a story, and the story is the focus. And I think that very few bands, they say they're telling a story, or they give you, okay, well, here's the story that the album's based on, but they don't really stick to that. And I think that Schisma did a great job in this case of laying down a story, sticking to it, and really there is a character progression, and you can feel that in both the lyrics and the vocals. But it's not just, one-dimensional thing. You have a lot of great orchestration, some great keyboard work, and the guitar work is absolutely stellar. So I think that when you take it as it is, song by song, it might not seem great, but when you tie the 5 songs together, there's a lot going on. And, it comes full circle, and I think that that's the biggest reward, is that, when you listen to the first song, you kind of go like, alright, that was good, and each song is good on its own, but at the end of the last song, as it fades away, you kind of go like, well, shit, that all makes sense. So definitely check that out. It's Schisma's Imperfect Dichotomy. Definitely give them a check out and look at them on Facebook, whatever it is you do on your social media sites. But the week was truly stolen, and perhaps the year truly stolen, by the album from this past Friday, which was the new album from Omnium Gatherum. They are a melodic death metal, I guess that's the best way to call them, melodic death metal from Finland. And I've been a fan of them before. New World Shadows was a good album. I mean, they've done some good stuff in the past. So, I was looking forward to it. But I was not prepared for what I got. This is a goddamn perfect melodic death album. I don't know that I've ever heard one that even compares to what Omnium Gatherum did on this album. And it's absolutely astonishing that they pull off a melodic death ballad, basically. They have the 10-minute plus epic at the end. And I remember I finished listening to the album about 4 times in a row. And I was looking at their Facebook site. Their Facebook, a lot of people are weighing in on how they feel about the album. And they say, oh no, New Dynamic is the best song on the album. Oh, you're crazy. In the Rim is the best song. No, it's Nightwalkers. And as I'm listening to the album track by track, I'm agreeing with each person and then immediately disagreeing with them. I'm saying, oh yeah, that first track, that's definitely going to be the best on the album. Oh, but that second track that's the best track on the album. And I did that all the way up until the last track, which is this 10-minute absolute fucking tear the shit down song called White Palace. And, one of the last posts I see on their Facebook is a guy saying, you guys are all crazy, White Palace is the shit. And it's a couple people saying, like, no, it's too long, whatever. Well, no, I'm here to tell you White Palace is absolutely the fucking shit. And I passed this album along to a lot of the people around me, and I have not heard a single negative word about the entire album. And I urge you to go out and get this one. It's called Beyond, if I haven't said that already. And I think that much in the way that Malnat changed the way that I listen to black metal, I think that this album by Omnium Gatherum might really redefine the melodic death genre for me. So keep that in mind, because this one was absolutely a fucking joy. So that was the week that was. And this coming week, there's a lot more to come. And I'm very, very excited, because this coming week you get the review of the new album, work, masterpiece by the band Fister. And I'm very happy to be able to get that done in the pre-release stage of the game. The album is coming out in 2 weeks, I believe. So this will be our first chance to hear it, and your first chance to hear about it. And Fister is a band that I can't imagine them doing any wrong. So I'm actually really looking forward to checking out the album and making the trifecta complete, because they have done no wrong to this point. So you're going to be able to get a glimpse of what Fister has been up to. So it's a 7-track album, which is, is pretty big for them, but really looking forward to it. I can't express how excited I am, so keep an ear up for that. Then, also coming up this week, we have a review for a band called Jaren, which is a Polish band. The Gates of Slumber have a new EP out through the Scion AV program, which I will rant and rave about at another time, how awesome that is. We have Subileto, a solo act, and a great, weird, progressive thrash power metal gothic album by a band called Dirtian. And that was another big surprise for me. I'm absolutely in fucking love with that album. I think it's a fucking masterpiece. So, all that said, keep an ear out this week for all of that and more. And we have another contribution from our newest writer, Brian. He's got a review for the band Tyranny of Ours. So I'll have that up on the site as well. And don't forget to grab your copy of the sampler while we still have them. Not too many left to go here, and then it's a one-time thing. So whenever they're gone, they're gone. So make sure you head over to our Bandcamp, sorroweternal.bandcamp.com. You can grab that and give us a like on Facebook, and encourage your friends and family to do the same. And I think you're going to be happy with the stuff coming down the pike. So until next week, guys, just keep listening to metal and make sure you check out all those bands I just mentioned because you will not be disappointed. All right, guys, later.